Hi, it's Colleen. Today I'm going to show you two really quick 2-for-1 cards with gel plate, wow stamps, and wow embossing powder. So here's the gel plate that I use, and I will note the brand and the size in my description box, but I'm going to put this in my MISTI so that it stays in place. And then I'm getting the rest of my supplies together, which are, of course, um, Nina 80-pound solar white cardstock, tons of paper towels because this gets messy, my brayer, and then this stamp, which is called Foliage Background Outline. This is from the new release that just came out from Wow, and it's amazing. And then I'm grabbing some acrylic paint in a gorgeous turquoise color, and I'm going to start by applying that acrylic paint across my gel plate with my brayer. So I'm just getting a really thin layer going here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stamp and place it right over the paint and apply some light pressure because I'm going to get an indentation on the gel plate. Then I'm going to take my piece of cardstock and place that right over the gel plate and apply pressure over the piece of cardstock. And now you're going to see the miracle that is fun when you play with the gel plates. When you peel it off, look what you have. Isn't that amazing? Oh, so the next step is to put the other piece of cardstock, if I can find it, in my messy desk. Place that back on the gel plate. Now I'm going to use the remainder of that acrylic paint and put that right over the cardstock and apply some pressure there. And then you'll see the image that you get from there. And there you have it. Within 15 minutes, I have two gorgeous backgrounds. Isn't that amazing? So now I've got the backgrounds trimmed down, they're dry, and I'm going to take it to the next level, which is to add my embossing powder for detail and shine. So I'm placing this in my embossing folder, and now I'm pulling out the Foliage Background Bold stamp. Now, this coordinates with the Foliage Background Outline stamp. You can use them separately or you can layer them together. And our very own Verity has designed these, and this is a great idea. I am having so much fun playing with these stamps. So I'm just trying to line this up as best I can so that I can stamp it with my embossing pad and then add my embossing powder. And you're going to see I'm kind of fussing around here because I'm having a little bit of trouble getting this to stay lined up. So please forgive my head that comes into the scene a few times. So I'm prepping my card base to get ready to add my embossing powder. And once again, I'm getting my head in the way of the screen. My apologies on that. And I am going to emboss it now. But first I want to condition my embossing pad with the Embossing Ink Pad Refill and Conditioner. I really think this is a great idea to buy this along with your Wow embossing pad because it keeps it nice and juicy. My embossing pad used to get really dry on me, but it hasn't since I bought this conditioning refill. So now I'm getting ready to stamp it, and then I'm going to apply my embossing powder over this. Now the acrylic paint needs time to dry. So when you're doing this technique, make sure that you either use your heat tool to dry the acrylic paint or just let it dry naturally. And Amber, Notable Ink, who is on our design team, has a fantastic video out on how to play with your jelly plate. So if you're interested in learning more about it, please watch her video because it's amazing. I'm doing some very basic stuff, but she's gets a lot more detailed than me. So here I'm applying Touch of Lemon, which is an opaque embossing powder that was designed by Catherine Pooler, and I think it is absolutely gorgeous against that turquoise background, that turquoise outline. And because it's an opaque powder, you will see it inside of the leaves. And that's the look that I was going for. I wanted you to be able to see that color with this background. Now you're going to see a boo-boo I made here. I apparently didn't stamp enough in that little corner area. So my Wow pen is going to come to the rescue and fix that mistake. The Wow pen, embossing pen, works the same way as the embossing pad, but it's in the form of a pen. So you can work details using this pen, or you can fix errors like I made here by just going back and filling in those circles with the embossing pen ink, and then the problem is solved. I'll just go back in again, add a little more embossing powder, bada bing, bada bang, problem solved. So now I'm going to get ready to dry with these with my heat tool and finish up the rest of my backgrounds, and here you have them. They have been heat dried, the acrylic paint is dry, and I trimmed them down to a smaller size. So like I mentioned before, I used a touch of lemon for this one, and look at how stunning that is. Oh, I love that. And this is my second background, but what happened is when I stamped that stamp onto my gel plate, it reversed the image, so I could not use the second layer on there. I had to go back and use my gel pen. So gel pen to the rescue again. That gel pen has been very helpful for this tutorial today, and I hope you find it helpful. And then I picked up the wrong embossing powder and realized that I had used this gorgeous pinkish is the color of this. And this is a translucent powder, and I thought it looked really, really pretty to let that turquoise background really pop off the page, along with the outline of the leaves. Then I really went crazy and decided to make two more backgrounds with the fern background, which is another new release background stamp from the Wow release. And I did the same thing with my gel plate that I did with the other image, only this time I added pink tutu to one of the backgrounds here. And pink tutu is a translucent powder. So you see the shine, but it doesn't cover up that really beautiful turquoise leaves, which is what I was looking for. And now with this one, I had the same problem that I had with the other one with the image reversing itself. So I decided to just offset stamp on this one with Cummerbund, which was created by Catherine Pooler. And I really like how that turned out because that's a translucent powder. So all you see is that offset shine, but it doesn't affect the layout of the leaves. So here's my finished cards. Now the theme for this month is all about friendship and encouragement. So the challenge for the month of May is to create a card that is about encouragement and support. And that's what I did here. So I tried to pick sentiments that would be encouraging to friends I would and loved ones I would send this to. And I embossed each sentiment with Carnival, which is a really, really beautiful shiny blue embossing powder. And I'm so happy with how these cards turned out. So I got 4 cards done in less than an hour. I'm so glad you joined me today, and I hope that you join our May challenge of friendship and encouragement. Remember to use the hashtag #WowEmbossingChallenge when you enter your cards, and also remember that the winner will get a spotlight feature with Wow. So good luck to you, and thank you for stopping by.